All change at West Ham. We'll get on Sebastien Haller in just a minute, particularly his replacements. Before that, an ode to Robert Snodgrass. I don't mean ode to Robert Snodgrass, not like an aftershave, not scent of Snoddy, you know. Ode to Robert Snodgrass. Be like a really cheap version of David Beckham's scent. Available in Lidl and Aldi. You know, probably about a tenner or something like that. But no, I was. This is more like a song for Snodgrass, really, to pay homage to the player, to the man more than anything, and how I remember him. Certainly, somebody done a montage on Twitter, but I felt it needed. There's some lovely clips in the montage. I felt he needed his own song, really, just to do his stage justice and what I think of him, really.
Goodbye, Robert Snodgrass. Although I barely saw you play, I know you were a good laugh, and you took a good set piece. You used to hit the woodwork. I can barely understand a word you say in that Scottish accent, but good luck with Big Sam. I don't like him very much. And it seems to me you spent your time on the bench or out on loan. Even when the Sullivans slagged you off, you didn't really moan. And I would have liked to sold you for about £1 million. Your contract ran out long before Anderson's ever did.
That's it. I'll turn it off now. That's it. I didn't write any more. Where's the off button? Didn't write any more. And it's done. Didn't write any more lyrics, you see. Ode to Snodgrass. Beautiful. Bless you, Snoddy. We remember you well. Back on to other dealings, let's say. So, confusing time, really. So, Sebastien Haller transfer, it looks like it's going through. The Ajax link was an interesting one because we had preceded that transfer by being linked with a player from Ajax. And his name is Traore. Now, this is really interesting because when I saw the name Traore, I got a bit excited. You'll remember a few days ago, if you watched in a video, I said what I'd really like us to do is buy Adama Traore and for David Moyes to convert him into a winger in the way that he converted Arnautovic and converted Mickey Antonio, as he calls him. I thought, yeah, this is what I want us to do. Traore, great. But no, it's a different Traore. This was Traore at Ajax. So this is Lassina Traore. This is not the same Lassina Traore that used to play for Everton, the one that was the size of the Empire State Building, not that Lassina Traore. This is a different Traore. Very good, apparently. But the wrong type of Traore, for me, that's all I'm saying. Because I prefer an Adama Traore. But, as you probably guessed it, there's more than one Adama Traore. So, my Adama Traore, who plays for Wolves, who I want to see play at West Ham, he was in Barcelona's academy, Middlesbrough, Aston Villa, now he's at Wolves. And I think he played for Spain under 21s, and then he represented the Spanish team, but he didn't play a competitive match. But he's decided to change his international allegiance to Mali. Now, if you remember, Sebastien Haller changed his allegiance from France to the Ivory Coast. So because he's the country of his mum's birth. Same with Adama Traore. He has ancestry, Malian ancestry. However, when he got in to the Malian team, there were two other players in the Malian team called Adama Traore. So the Malian team, and I'm not joking here, the Malian team sometimes has 3 Adama Traores in it. Well, my little pea brain couldn't quite compute this, of course, because I'm still trying to get to grips with the Dembele-isms. And now I find myself, having done a video on the top 10 Dembeles, finding that there are a similar number of Traores. And this has created a bit of a paradox for me, really, because unless there is a Traore Dembele, I think we're all in trouble, because we have also been linked with Moussa Dembele, one of the 3 Moussa Dembeles. I think it's the one at Lyon, quite possibly. the one that was at Celtic, he's now at Lyon. This is all very, very confusing. So he's in the mix. He's in the mix for our striker to replace Sebastien Haller. Now, we've also seen that Olivier Giroud. Do you remember Olivier Giroud? We got him on. He featured on one of the videos once. He was the slowest moving player, do you remember, we've ever had on this channel. Took the whole video just to move across the screen. So why we would swap one slow player, French player, for another slow French player, he's not really French anymore, I don't know. I don't want him. Class player, quality player, but if that's what we've really done, is taken what is a £20 million hit on our record signing, so to speak, and bring in a slow striker who's 100 years old, I don't know why we would do that. That makes no sense to me at all. The Dembele one is old rumours, and it sort of got me thinking, really. Because how much of this is smoke and mirrors? How much of this is actually beneficial to the club, and in particular David Moyes not knowing who our next target is? And when I actually look back on it and I think about it, we've not been bad recently. I know we're a sort of leaky club, right? We're known for it. But I think in terms of transfers, when we're considering ourselves a leaky club, we're looking at it a little bit more historically. Thomas Souček, we didn't know much about it before it happened. I mean, it was days. And an Italian journalist on Twitter or something mentioned it. Apart from that, it was barely mentioned, but it was days, and then he signed. We more or less got it wrapped up without anybody knowing. Sufal again, a similar thing. The one that was slightly different was Jeroboam, but that was not because anybody overly predicted it. I remember us doing a podcast, a cup of tea podcast, myself and Gio, and we very much said in the chat, any good players from the Championship. And Bowen was one of the names in there. Ben Rama was another one. Eze was in there. There were a few, I think he might name Bogle, the right back. I know there were a few, the right back at Derby. I think he went and signed for Sheffield United quite possibly. There were a number of names that kept on coming up. And so it wasn't like anybody actually predicted. He was just one of the names. So there's lots of people would say around and say, oh, yeah, you know, we said about Jeroboam. But I think largely the transfer was done and wrapped up from point of interest to him signing within a few days. By and large, we kept it quiet. Lots of people said we should sign him. No one actually confirmed it a few days before, said West Ham are signing this player. So I just wonder, and I look at it now and I think, well, maybe the players that we are looking at the moment, we don't know anything about. Probably suits the club for us to be linked with every Dembele under the sun, because it confuses everybody. Many Traores. Actually, we've not. I've got to be honest. We've not been linked with many Traores. We've been linked with one. I've done all the rest. I've linked us with all the others because I quite like it, really, if the truth be known. And Giroud, these are easy targets. I do wonder, though, about some of the others that have popped up. I noticed Christian Benteke popped up. I wouldn't be adverse to that. I've got to be honest with you. I know there's a few people saying, no. But regular watchers of Hammers Channel, no, I've always actually quite liked him. And I think he's out of contract, as many players are. In the summer, I'm sure they'll get him tied down. I'm sure Crystal Palace won't let him leave. He was a £35 million asset. But I wouldn't be disappointed if we brought that player in. He's a lot more mobile than Sebastien Haller. But what I still don't think it was almost... It's not like the dream signing. I can't take my mind off the lad from... I got him wrong. Sparta Prague, Slavia Prague. People were saying, you do know there's two teams in Prague. Well, I've been told. And I think I did, but it hadn't really occurred to me. But Adam Hlosek from Sparta Prague, I think, looks a really good sign. And I do apologise for any of our Czech viewers that I got it wrong. It's a bit like getting Manchester United mixed up with Manchester City, I think. So yeah, a bit of a schoolboy error on that one. However, I still do think that Thomas Souček's opinion will carry some weight because, as I understand it, he is the captain of the Czech Republic, right? So any young Czech player is going to listen to what Thomas Souček has to say. And if you're a young player abroad, you're going to perhaps look at a club that already has two of your countrymen already in it and look favourably upon it and think, well, that's a club that I could probably go to. I would hope, legally, not officially, but I would hope that maybe over a dish of potato salad or something like that, Thomas Souček had a little word in Adam's ear. Bit like Adam's ear, but like Adam's apple, isn't it? You know, and said, come and join us at West Ham, and however you say that in Czech, I don't know, but I would like that. I like the look of this kid. I think he looks really, really good. But don't be surprised if it was somebody completely different who we haven't been linked with. If that happens, then the club are doing their job really well in terms of keeping things quiet. In terms of losing money, they're not doing very well at all. Just in terms of, we got a cup game coming up soon. All right, I hope. Oh, by the way, my COVID test was negative. Thank you very much. A few people asked, which is obviously good news. But the reason I was reminded of that was because the cup game might not go ahead because people are dropping like flies because of the old COVID at the moment. And just in the spirit of cups, we've got something from Canning Town Len coming up in just a second, which might well get you in a bit of cup fever. Pop along, please do, to canningtownlen.com and just have a look at his website. There's a lot of stuff. He's got some prints. He's got some really good things on offer there, and you'll see a couple of them in the video in a second. It's all full of West Ham stuff. It's an entertaining website. Go and click on canningtownlen.com. The link is in the description below. Go and have a look around. Hopefully you enjoy this clip. Get you in a bit of cup mood. Hopefully we've got it. The game should be on Monday, and you never know. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have signed a player by then.
The team was that good at the time that we could beat anybody on the day. And if everybody's at it and the tactics are right, which John always seemed to have it right, and you need a little bit of luck in front of goal. And if ever you do struggle and you bring them back to Upton Park, we always knew we were going to beat them because it was the atmosphere was always fantastic there.
We played the replay, tough replay against an excellent West Brom team. Sir Regis, who was going to be an old foe of mine, played with him for England as well later on, but he was a tremendous player, and you could not relish playing against him. He was just so powerful and quick under the lights. Great atmosphere. But that was a big game. I think from that game we took a lot of confidence.
Goodbye, Robert Snodgrass. Although I barely saw you play, I know you were a good laugh, and you took a good set piece. You used to hit the woodwork. I can barely understand a word you say.